もっと大きく力強く、もっと優しく温かく、味わい深いスーパースターでありたい。はじける美味しさポーク&ビーフ、伊藤ハムのバイエルン。
バイエルン is a superstar. Yeah!
私は美味しいハムを届けます。
あなたに美味しい伊藤ハム。
私のプライド、伝承の味、伊藤ハムの贈り物。
もっと大きく力強く、もっと優しく温かく、味わい深いスーパースターでありたい。はじける美味しさポーク&ビーフ、伊藤ハムのバイエルン。
バイエルン It's a superstar. Yeah!
With something so unknown, your song fills the air.
強さも温かさもおふくろのスープからもらった。スープの美味しさを作ったクノールスープ。私は美味しいハムを贈ります。ハムの名品、伝承の味、伊藤ハムの贈り物。
伊藤ハム is 美味しい。
愛と勇気と缶ビール。
We can make dreams come true. Together.
キリン缶ビール。
バイエルン is superhero.
はじける美味しさ伊藤ハムのバイエルン。伊藤ハム2つのビッグチャンス。1、クイズに答えてスタローンと遊ぼう。2、美味しく食べて選んでプレゼント。
今年も贈ります。私のプライド、伝承の味。
美味しさありがとう。
伊藤ハムの贈り物。
With something so unknown, your song fills the air.
暖かくて丸くていろんなものが溶けている。クノールが20年目に作った新しいスープ。新発売。
Knorr, it's my taste.
伝承粗挽きはじける美味しさバイエルン。超ミニサイズポークビッツ。そして伊藤ハムのフライドチキン。
伊藤ハムからあなたへ。
世界のプロレスだ。
Illustrial? That works.
Industrial?
Industrial, yes.
It's a real word.
This is take two, everyone.
It is take two. We're trying to work out the kinks here. So, like I said, welcome to the Iwar Network Tubecast. Take two. The last Tubecast, we lost some audio. You can hear me, but you couldn't hear Matt. So hopefully we hear everyone. So if you can't hear people, please let us know so I can make adjustments as we go. But according to, I guess you would call it the equalizer or whatever the bar is going, then I see movement on there, so it's a good thing.
I think that's a new NWL wrestler, the Equalizer.
Yeah, right.
So we have Matt, we have Aaron on the Tubecast today, a new look Tubecast. So let's go through the screen right here real fast.
Yeah,
on the bottom, you'll see all the scrubs plus one. There's an additional one in there, and I think he is rightfully taking his place among the pantheon of legends here, with notable names of Nook the Secret Weapon and Wi-Fi Johnny Rage. So you see a Luther Alexander cameo on the bottom.
There's going to be lots of rookies running the train on Luther this cycle.
Not the first time.
I do want to mention that in the middle of the page here, IWA 1985 is one Mad Dog Dick Jackson. So
there you go.
That's the commissioner of the BRL, actually IWA Hall of Famer, and there's I put a funny gag line in there because if you saw the BRL, I won't give it away. There's a gag in there for the next issue, but
there you go.
There's always gags. But anyways, I like this new setup.
If I could just get the chat to work, that'd be helpful.
Chat. Oh.
The chat is not. It's supposed to be up, but it's not.
Is that a open broadcast system you're using?
Yes.
Cool.
So it looks like the chat box not currently up, but that's okay. You may not be able to see the chat on screen, or it might pop up a little bit later. We'll see how that goes.
Send us a message.
In addition to that, I was able to have some more visual aspects of this. So we're watching the Best of Terry Funk Volume 32 right now.
I love it.
Thank you, Liam, for letting me know that you hear us. I appreciate that. Probably will still try to get this.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. The chat just showed up. So it's me just pushing buttons. I guess made it work. Now my screen capture is frozen, so that's good. Because we no longer see Matt.
I think if Aaron speaks, it goes to his screen.
That's right.
When you tune into the Iwar Tubecast, you never know what to expect. I think
that's right.
I think we've made that pretty clear.
Yeah.
This show is.
You might get your money's worth. You might not.
Now officially free though. Now officially free at the show. So I demonetized all the Tubecasts moving forward. So
really,
yes, because I'm less likely to get hit with a strike if I demonetize it. So
a strike for what though?
Copyright.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So I'll be able to maybe play some different clips and maybe some different audio.
And plus all of the anti-capitalist rants you like to go on.
That's right. Yeah, Zuckerberg. Who owns YouTube now, anyways? Is it
Google?
Wow.
I think AI owns YouTube now.
Did you? Who?
Allen Iverson?
Who sent the picture of the guy super kicking the alligator? Was it you, Aaron?
No, that wasn't me.
That sounds delicious.
The guy I work with figured out that it was AI, and there's a whole bunch of images of a guy wrestling an alligator, and he's like super kicking him in one picture, then he's eating pizza with him in another one. AI, baby.
The future is bright.
Yeah. I tried to do some images, and it kept getting worse and like less what I wanted, so I was like, whatever.
You got to put in the right keywords. So
yeah,
I was able to do some, but that's something I might get into in the future. Some more. I might actually get AI to write my TT from here on out. as well.
Nice.
If I can get AI to pick my strategies, though, I think that legal? Is that an unfair advantage?
Oh, you're a strat sharer. You're sharing with AI. Yeah.
Maybe that's a question for Johnny B.
Yes. Well,
Johnny B. What? We already use AI. Oh my God. Kim stands for Killer Intellect Machine. All these years.
Yeah, why would she take 29.2 to go to 30? Like, what's up with that?
There is no 90. There is only Zool.
So guys, this is give me feedback on the layout. If you like the layout, let me know. I'd be greatly appreciative. And tell a friend, because again, I really want to get this as interactive as possible. You see Matt sporting the Iwar Network hats. It looks like he's doing some yard work there.
You boys want to earn extra money?
Jesus Christ. I used to have a postman.
Off my lawn.
I used to have a postman who used to draw me pictures of clowns and give them to me.
Was his name John Wayne Casey?
No, he just drew pictures of clowns. I'm like, here you go.
Were they like the red nose, the whole 9 yards?
Yeah, like kind of like a homey clown, perhaps. Type clown. It's really
Okay.
It's really weird. The 80s were fucked up.
Wow. All right.
So as you see on the main screen, you see that's an old IWA logo that I found. That's a part of the. I don't know if it's the original advertisement, but it's a pretty old IWA logo. I added the 1985 in there, by the way, guys. So that's me. Above that is guns, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. We found that to be an excellent conversation on guns on the last Tubecast, which is actually now private, so no one can see it. So.
Yeah. I would send a message and someone said, "Hey, how come the show's private? I want to watch it." And I said, we had a problem with the audio. We had to redo it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Adam.
But we'll go back and we'll hit everything once again. So, so Matt, you want to start off with Johnny B's corner? I guess you would call it.
Sure. I'm getting my gum.
You should have did the Mr. Perfect to get rid of your gum.
Yeah, I've done that before. And whenever I do it, I'm like, yeah.
I just did that yesterday. I was playing outside and I had some gum. I spit it out and like nailed a perfect Mr. Perfect into the bushes.
Hit the plague.
That's the worst spike pile driver I've ever seen, by the way. By Dory Funk Jr. Jesus Christ, Dory, what are you doing?
I'm looking at the Q&A here. All right, so starting off.
That chair looks stiff. The wood chair.
Yeah.
Our previous show, we had asked about the pronunciation of some of the Idaho jobbers we mentioned earlier. And we were like, is it Nook? Is it Nuke? So Johnny B. Jr. with the answer. Alex requested a pronunciation guide for Nook/Nuke, the secret weapon. But his assumption was spot on. It's intended to rhyme with the last name of a resident Iwar strategy guru, Michael Cook. Nook. Players are free to pronounce it Nuke if they wish, since our tireless jobber is too busy enhancing new talent to worry about being offended. But I don't think it makes much sense to divulge the type of weapon you're attempting to conceal by placing it right in the name of said weapon. Also, on the subject of pronunciation, I would like Matt to repeat the name of IWL grappler Suyu Pai as a few times while Alex and Scotty try to find an alternative, perhaps more meaningful one to say Suyu Pei, Suyu Pai, Suyu Pai, Suyu Pei. Suyu P? Damn him to hell. He beat Barry Stevens for the IWL Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, man. Sad face.
Barry had quite a run.
He did. He's prone to do that. All right, next question. So I asked about, at the peak of the game, what were the most players in the game at one time? What was the most activity? Johnny B. Jr. We experienced our greatest level of activity. I'm telling you guys today. I told you the Basmati story earlier. Just so you guys all know, I offered a customer orgasmic basmati rice earlier. Not organic, orgasmic.
Do we still have the Amazon affiliate link, or I guess we don't have this?
No, that's gone.
No,
You can only. Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, we experienced our greatest level of activity during the 90s, particularly during the mat-free era of the game. 97 to 2005-ish. Whether that's a coincidence is left as an exercise for the viewer. Unfortunately, our computer system is so limited back then. Alex?
It's a potato.
Yes, like my computer. And things were so ridiculously chaotic. New leagues were forming at a rapid pace. We were closing leagues aggressively. We were simultaneously running multiple games, including imaginary football, guns, we're going to talk about in a second, and frightmares, that we weren't even able to track how many players we had at any given moment. I do know that despite having the most leagues in our history, nearly all our managers had tiny rosters and competed in very few leagues at once, likely motivated by their teenage size budgets and the fact that we were charging $1 per match with no volume discounts for some time. It would certainly be interesting to learn the exact figure or even a semi-accurate estimate, but I'm afraid we'll have to settle for wild speculation. When it comes to the number of matches played in one league in a single cycle, the situation is much brighter. The legendary Mid-Atlantic Region League set its highest mark in the winter of 2005 with 2,478 matches, which works out to about 310 cards. It took more than 5 years for a league to beat that incredible record. During September 2010, the New Blood League was home to a grand total of 2,481 matches, a mere 3 beyond the MRL's best. The following cycle, it outdid itself with a whopping 2,659. The next promotion to claim that top spot was the National Wrestling League.
Not New Wave.
No.
Just saying.
With an outstanding 28-52 matches in a single round of play, and I asterisk this because there was a player, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he ran like Willie. Is he crazy?
Is he crazy? Willie Be Good, and there was a third guy.
Yeah, the third guy. And they would face everyone in the league every cycle. And he was a match machine. And what happened to that guy, this is what I was like, commissioners need to be cool people that are rookies. This is a good example of like what not to do. So this guy is going to graduate. And he kind of goes, well, I'll go to this league. You know, do you want the BRL? I'm like, okay, you know. And then he's like, well, I got offered this, and this if I go to this other league. And the person who was commissioning that league was kind of like hoping to like get them in there to like boost their numbers. And I'm like, well, dude, I don't need you to do the matches. I just want you to have fun. So he chose the league with the deals. And he was out of the game in 3 cycles.
Yep.
Because that league sucked, didn't have any trash talk, and he realized he was being used for his matches and was like, F this, and he left the game. And that's why I kind of have a very big deal about, like, you know, I don't tell players where to go, but if they're going to do, I'll say, just,
sometimes you tell guys where to go.
To hell.
DXL, thanks.
The DXL. Go down to the ASL.
I think
you
usually suggest the casting couch league, I think.
That's right. Yeah. That's still around, right?
Gross.
Anyways.
So we haven't established if I was the commissioner at that point, because I may have been. I don't remember.
I think you were. If it wasn't, it was Bob and myself,
right.
And then we think we handed it to you.
Because Luther was feuding with those guys. I think they were BIQ. I think they were stable name was.
Yes, Brothers in Question.
Brother in Question. Yes. So that was like one of Luther's early feuds.
Why do I remember that? I still think the Big Booty Express is better.
Big Beauty Express. That was wonderful. 10 years. I don't know if you guys know this. This is my 10th year in the game.
Congrats,
man.
You bum.
I should get a clock from Johnny B.
Yeah. With a big Russian red star in the middle. Finally, the summer of 2014 cycle witnessed the non-stop action league set the current record of 3,237 matches with 405 cards, jam-packed into one mega bulletin. And like I said, after that happened, the guy realized he's being used. He quit. So always go where you're going to have fun. And I've had that particular player wrote to me once like, hey, I want to transfer to the BRL. What will you give me to go there? I was like, directions? Like, what do you...
A good time?
give you? Jesus.
He's definitely not getting the Stevie Vertigo deal,
No.
so he can forget about that.
Yeah. Stevie Vertigo. Okay. So I'm supposed to ask, how do you, the IWA, determine the number of cards? So Johnny B. Jr., our system calculates it using the same formula each time. To be fair to all leagues, we divide the number of matches by 8 and add .09 to round up and remove everything to the right of the decimal point in the final result. That provides for roughly, but not exactly, for added realism, 8 matches per card. Main event matches are added as a 9th attraction, and cards later in the bulletin may contain fewer matches as the supply depletes. For leagues with very little activity, the number of cards is adjusted automatically so that no card features more than one main event match. Until a few years ago, the amount of cards was constrained by the number of available area or city names. I think this is where Alex wanted to have a list of.
I wanted to know the names of the original, I guess, venues that they used. So
Okay.
Get a list of those because I guess they used custom venues for a while, then they eventually just moved to cities. Is that right?
I believe I want to say they did made it wide open because there were some crazy venues for a while, and I don't know if that changed, but I want to say they
I would like to get a list of it because the day I come back, perhaps I like to use those locations for stuff.
If anyone ever pays attention, you'll notice that I use the Willowick area a lot in my promos. Like I actually Google like Willowick gas station, Willowick mayor, and I use the actual Willowick mayor and he gets super kicked. So I'm probably gonna...
I use the Willowick Tribute once in a while. I don't think that's an actual newspaper, but
what is their local paper? We need to find that out.
I think I looked it up one time, but I'm not sure if there was one.
It's the IWA report. I don't know, Martha. This thing came in the mail again. What the hell does this mean?
I just want them to give Johnny B the key to the city, and I want to be in attendance for that ceremony.
And then, of course, you grab the key and smash it over his head.
1,000%.
I busted wide open.
I need you to come back to the game, Alex, if only because there's so many angles I want to pull that are just blatantly ripoffs of Memphis. Oh, a fan from Germany. The fans in Germany want to give you a special trophy. And here's Mr. Germany. Achtung, baby. All right, sorry. Sorry. Until a few years ago, the amount of leagues employing a smaller selection of custom arena names would have been shooting themselves in the foot had we not changed the system to accommodate the elite title requirement and rewards based on card count, which I think is pretty fair. We now repeat the names of the cities as necessary rather than limiting the number of cards. Since the NAL's record-setting cycle occurred prior to that change, the bulletin probably didn't actually include 405 cards, which is one of the reasons we base the record on the number of matches, other than it being simply more precise measurement of activity. So yeah, we'd love to have a list of those things, Johnny B. That, and if you have any kind of list of all the previous games, I know like there was, I mentioned, well, I'll mention it again. I was working on a NASCAR game back in 92, 93 before that got scrapped. And
I'm pretty sure I played a boxing IWA, which I assume was a clone, but now I'm not sure.
It was a IWA shoot-off. It was called WBC. I have somewhere like,
and it wasn't every 3 weeks. It was like once a quarter.
Yeah, it was different. But a lot of these games have these different kind of feels. But that's also a request, Johnny B. All right, so on a previous Tubecast, Alex joked that Luther Alexander had never won anything of significance. This is the flowers for Alex here. Johnny B. Jr. In the first cycle of 2017, Luther represented both the RX stable and the BRL when he secured the IWA-wide Central Championship with a 499 point
I don't even remember that happening.
I remember it very well. The very next tour, Alex armed with a perfect 501 total, which netted him the Gold Federation Metropolitan titles and nearly claimed the American belt as well. I so wanted. I'm a Luther mark, obviously, but it's like when there's one guy running like one wrestler, I always root for those guys to win, or like very few wrestlers, because that's such a miracle pull off. He had a 499 pointer during the final cycle of that year and narrowly missed out on the IWA-wide Northern Regional. Then in July of 2020, Luther was in the running for the second Gold Federation strap at IWL, but eventually lost on point flow to a Ninja Tuttle. Yes, one of Derek's guys. Ninja Tuttles. Also edged to that honor was Alec von Schnapp of the Continental Wrestling League. That handful of report appearances may not have been an entirely accurate reflection of Luther's in-ring abilities, but there's certainly an impressive display for a manager who spends approximately the same amount of time formulating IWA strategies as he does checking the status of his microphone.
It's true. It's true.
I'm always curious, like, I know Scott actually, and I have the physical paperwork. Scott had the first, like, 30 champions on, like, all the belts, like the first U.S. champions, the first world champions. I had that somewhere. And I think Tommy Zulu's, like, play-by-mail page has information there too. But it's always fun to see names from the past, and, like, Dave Shinkus. Anyways, that was our Q&A for Johnny for this past issue redone. Do you want to talk about guns before we go on?
Yeah, so like in the middle of this conversation last time, I'm like, what the hell is guns? And Matt had explained it to me and sent me a copy of their advertisement, which I'm going to enlarge right now. So guns was Guardians of United Nebular Security. Jeez, I can't read. From the founders of the IWA is your chance to battle beyond the stars. Join Guns and create your own superhero, which would probably work well today. Now that superheroes are all the craze today.
Well, you want to make sure you have it. Now we went over the powers too.
Yeah.
So this was picture the IWA, except for instead of picking like setup holds and finishers, you're just picking out of 30 holds, and I won't read them all this time, but like you can see things like laser gun, enhanced hearing, ice armor, telepathy. You can win plaques, collector comic books, superhero posters, a Hall of Fame induction. So, how to play? You create.
I want a list of the Guns Hall of Famers. That's what I need.
Oh, there you go. Do we have any IWA Hall of Fame or the Guns Hall of Fame?
But I do want to go over these supervillains because, again, once I return to commission the league, these will all be job guys that I'm going to rename. So we have Anthrax, the oppressor of the people of Poriolis.
Poriolis.
Poriolis. That sounds like a venereal disease.
Maybe it
is. Can Zyre, a biochemist.
Cancer.
No.
Yes,
is
cancer.
It? No.
It is totally cancer. I looked at it last time and I went, that's cancer.
A biochemist of East Germany gone mad?
The Germans have a kind of reputation in that era. Just saying.
Serpentian?
Serpentian.
Warlord from the Snake. What does that say?
Snake Arkansas. Snake-Arians.
There's two S's there?
Oh my God, they're white supremacist snakes. Snake-Arians.
The Snake-Arian race.
Is that
they must
Daiquiri?
Work with the cancer.
Or Darkway?
Hair cancer.
Darkway, the leader of the infamous Shadows of Spars.
Like Darkway? That's a Darkway. Get it, Darkway.
Fandle of Pain or Fame?
Frim.
I can't even see this.
Fandle of Frim. Mutant Undertaker of the Cosmos.
Well, we've seen the early Undertaker gimmick, I guess.
Yes. Facton. Bionic Man Beast of Schlan 4.
Mordix. Warden of the ice planet Frost.
Warp Slayer. Mercy. Warp Slayer is definitely my favorite so far. Actually, no, King Cancer is my favorite, but Warp Slayer's up there.
Yeah, Johnny B, you get on us for our names that we try to sneak into the IWA. You have Cancer and Guns. Jesus Christ.
If it makes you feel better, in the GML back when I first joined back in '87, there was a feud in '86 where Blitzkrieg the Nazi tried to gas his opponents. And I think back now, I'm like, oh my God. Woo.
We get Jat Jenga, a jungle freak from the tropical Herthionia.
Yep. Hey, when you see that booty, you get freaky too.
Yeah. What's that last one, Matt?
Baccastravo, robotic hitman from Schlan 5. Those Schlan 5 guys are way more dangerous than Schlan 4. Just saying. Now let's talk about the scoring. And I love that the Willowick address is still the same.
Yeah,
I wonder how many people out there.
There has to be a story about the Willowick post office.
There has to be like a mailman who's like new, like, you're the new kid, huh? Yeah. Let me tell you about this thing called the IWA.
Every 3 weeks they send out we send out 300 envelopes.
This guy shows
for
up for
40 years.
Oh.
Like, did they go down to the post office with the envelopes, or did the guy come pick them up?
Yeah, cover my name. Yeah. They probably do one of those printers. Like, actually, does the IWA use those print to pay things in their office? You know,
I'd assume so.
You gotta.
It used to be artwork is on the envelopes, right?
Yes. Yeah, crossed out my name, but
we can't see that.
Boy, I wonder what's inside. It's like a live opening thing, right?
Yeah, it's an unboxing.
Oh, it's a 487 strategy. Yeah.
I thought you would have at least a pen pal letter in there.
Sons of bitches, bumpuses. Oh, there's a check in there. Oh well, whatever. No.
And a cease and desist.
Written by a bloody mailman.
Does the IWA check those pen pal letters? Does it make sure there's like a dick pic in there or something, just in case?
Where do you think they got the names for the bad guys for guns?
That's right. Oh God, fandom of Firm rolled again. Well, how to win in this game of guns? Supervillain and superhero begin to battle with 100 points. The battle's point difference is added to the victor's total. The loss of all of one's points constitutes destruction. Destruction of a supervillain, that too, gives the superhero a place in the Cosmic Hall of Fame, a portrait drawn for his creator, and a write-up in the induction program booklet with 4 other superhero victors. I gotta say, they were pretty ambitious with this one taking off. There was a lot of prizes here.
They're going after it on this one.
I love this font, by the way. Whatever font this is, it's like my favorite font. Like, it's like Courier, maybe.
Probably.
This is like, to me, it's like this is just old school IWA.
It's like typewriter font.
Oh,
yeah. Love it. But I always wonder, like, you have 3 powers you get to pick. So what are you going to pick? Shrinking, enlarging, telepathy?
Well.
Disjointed fist.
Talking about the game or real life?
Yeah. Shattering yell. it's his superhero's angry dad. Oh, yeah. Anyways, there's, of course, our superhero in all dark.
Well, that's supposed to represent you. Yeah, you're the hero.
Yeah. Well, what would you have? I would have all these villains, the 10 different villains coming charging towards, and you're going to fight them all off at once because you're a hero.
Yeah.
Anyways, this was guns. And, where did my thing go?
What's like the other, like, was it Galactic Guardians or whatever, that the other, like space?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was it Guardians? No, it can't be. They used to advertise in the
I know what you mean. It's the game that the Filzinger games.
Yeah, with the cards and stuff.
Oh shit! Of course I forget. You'll find it before I look it up. Filzinger games. Yep. Shit.
Usually in between the IWA ad and then you got an Apartment Wrestling, and then this ad would be the next one.
There's Legends of Wrestling here, but that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Right.
You're thinking of the Galaxy one, right?
Right.
Champions of the Galaxy.
Champions of the Galaxy. There it is.
Which my friends I played D&D with had that game, so we played that a few times. I actually had the old 1982, 83 Superstars of Wrestling game. It was a dice game.
Yeah.
I'll send that to you sometime. We can talk about that because that was a fun game to play. And some of my Idaway characters that I had, like Barry Stevens, Adam Cash, Fatty the Butcher, Cowboy Jim Spur, they all came. The Teamster, they all came from us playing that game as a group. So, like my friend who made the Teamster, I was telling him the Teamster's still around. He's had a kid now. Like, oh my god. Yeah. Of course, I never made one of the characters was called Iron Balls Arnie. And he was a man who had prosthetic iron testicles put in so he could do a flying face smash.
If I ever find my... I did my own personal IWA circa 1993. Like, I have it in a composition notebook.
Really?
Like, yeah, I invented the entire thing. Like, from... Like, all the wrestlers and all the angles and stuff like that. So, I gotta find that somewhere.
You were the booker, huh?
Yeah, I was booking the whole thing.
Well, what's his name? Tony Khan had his E-Fed where he had Dynamite and Rampage.
Yeah.
You gotta go find that somewhere.
The problem is that my father was not a billionaire, so... Because if that was the case,
like you know, if you want to open it. Life,
I mean, would I say if my dad was a billionaire, would I open up a wrestling promotion? Probably, but I would probably first start out with a chain of strip clubs across, and I would franchise them out. I'd be like the McDonald's of strip clubs.
Nice.
That's my plan.
The McDonald's, the Happy Meal.
Yeah, I got a Happy Meal.
Bring the kids something for Dad.
I pass a strip club on my way to work every day. It's called Blush.
We had 3 here. There's only 2 left now. One just shut down, but it's called the Golden Banana, and I'm trying to get paperwork passed to make it a landmark. It's a giant DB's Golden Banana, and then we have the Cabaret, which is all my town, and the Cabaret is infamous for when you go by on Thanksgiving. There's always tons of cars there. It's like, I hope Thanksgiving dinner's good.
Well, getting some free turkey, that's for sure.
I went to a strip club once in Southern Ontario called the Beef Baron. In London, Ontario.
The Beef Baron.
Yeah, that was...
Are the strippers extra polite?
Yeah, for the most part, they actually are. And you can pay them with Tim Hortons gift cards.
Yes. So last time I went to the strip club, it was like 3:00 in the afternoon, like on a Tuesday, and it was some woman from, I would assume, the Eastern Bloc.
Okay.
And my face was all red from the stubble burn from her legs.
I have good stripper stories. I didn't go many times, but things always happened when I went. And the last time I went with 2 of my female friends who wanted to experience a strip club. And there was a stripper named Barbie. All the other strippers were like pretty much like, you know, bean poles, and they just looked like they wanted to die. They did not want to be there. Barbie was very entertaining. And at the time I was doing acting, so when she came down and said, "Oh, you know, my name's Barbie," well, my name's Riley. That's my stage name. And we started talking, and she got in an argument with me and would not leave me alone until I agreed to go back to grad school. She goes, "You got to go to grad school." And I do remember she said her brother went to the grad school in New York where, remember that show Inside the Actor Studio?
Yeah.
That supposedly was like, it's like New York, NYU or Tisch or something like that. Her brother went to that school, and he was part of that school. So I was always like, oh, so somewhere in one of those shows, her brother's probably in the audience. But the best stripper story is the one I didn't go to. All my friends were like going to this one bar one night. And I forget why I didn't go, but it's called the Squire. It's also still around, and it's also mega like skeevy dive.
Yeah.
So they go there, and I get those texts later, "You should have gone." What happened? Apparently, a fight broke out between a little person and the bouncer, and a knife was pulled, and it got bloody, and it was like a full-on fracas,
Nice.
and I missed it. I'm like, ugh.
All-time regrets by Matt.
I know. There's a great David Tell story, routine about that, where it's like, oh, you get that call, you should have hung around. It's like you leave, and 10 minutes later, the bus full of fun shows up. Anyways, we can save some stories.
All this is making for good trash talk inspiration for me.
Yes.
Well, I think we once had a Luther sneak attack via a strip club where the members of Revolution Extreme were in the strip club, and the regulators inside of a Winnebago comes and try to assault them with the Winnebago. Instead, they hit all the strippers though, like because RX moved out of the way, and that's when Luther and Che Guerrero make their escape on a bicycle, and Luther's on the handlebars.
Luther was a crafty
There
fellow.
was blood and silicone everywhere.
Pretty much writes itself.
Yeah. Terry Funk. Legend.
Man,
that Oliver Humperdinck?
Those clips are awesome playing during the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great touch. So, anyways,
my big thing, I just want people to watch more wrestling. Because I don't think people watch enough, and it bothers me. Like, I'm not talking about like, hey, I want to watch Raw or Dynamite. I'm like, no, like, because when we were younger, like back in the days, like I never saw any of this stuff. I saw like WWF and WCW, right? And Memphis every once in a while, or I get a Kit Parker tape I bought from a pharmacy or something like that, or I would see what happened in Memphis and the PWI. But like I never watched this stuff. I had to go back and rewatch all this stuff because it's all dope. Like you watch Portland, you watch Georgia Championship Wrestling, you watch Mid Atlantic, you watch, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Japan. Like it's all really really good. I just recently got my 1989-1990 Wrestling Almanac from Inside the Ropes. So it has all the results. It has all the match listings. It has all the title changes. It even has action figures that came out that year. It's a really good resource just to have it, just to read it. I used to live and die by the PWI Wrestling Almanac when I was a kid. That's where I acquired the majority of my wrestling knowledge, was reading those things.
I loved those magazines, those books. Those are always my favorites.
Look at DDP in his Batman shirt. You can tell it's 1989.
DDP? Is he there, really?
Yeah, next to Gordon Solie.
Wow. I remember when he was managing the Bad Company.
Yeah.
Paul Diamond and Pat Tanaka. Who was no relation, was he, to Toru Tanaka?
No. Not at all. You got Humperdinck, you got Terry, Gordon, and DDP. Like this is like quality shit right here. Like it just is.
What is
Darren
this?
goes the cage match, by the way. So cagematch.com has just about every result in the history of professional wrestling there. So this is what we're watching right now is currently the Florida Championship Wrestling reboot. So,
I watched Tales from the Territories recently. That was a pretty good watch.
Yeah. So I think Dusty is here. This is in between when Dusty leaves or gets fired from WCW, and before he goes to WWF, he has a brief time in Florida, and he was just wrestling Dustin Rhodes. So very young Dustin Rhodes.
Kevin Sullivan sounded pretty wild back then. Like he legit caused the stir with like some of his gimmicks and stuff.
Yeah, because they thought he was a Satanist at the height of satanic panic in the 80s.
That's amazing. And Luna Vachon, he like possessed her at one point.
Yeah, he slapped the shit out of her on TV.
Oh
and
yeah,
then she liked it, and she became
She became his minion.
Yeah. So
He
he like had
slapped
Bob
Satan in
Roop,
her.
and it was like it's fucking Bob Roop. Yes, DDP was a good heel. He was my pick to beat Goldberg, by the way, and the streak.
Not such a good heel when they made him into a stalker during the WCW invasion. But that wasn't his fault.
No. I figured the way I would have booked the Goldberg thing is like Goldberg goes up for the jackhammer on DDP. DDP like kind of flips out of it and then hits the diamond cutter 1, 2, 3. So it's kind of fluky, but he uses his finisher.
He was pretty over at the time too. DDP.
He was the guy. Better than fucking Nash for that spot.
No, it's really kind of fun to watch is Nash blowing his quads in the ring.
Jesus.
There's lots of clips of that.
Which time?
I do enjoy like Nash booking WCW because he just didn't give a fuck, and he was just like, he would make like Oz and Vinny Vegas references for no reason, and then one time he dresses up like the Grand Wizard, like Arnold Roth, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, for no reason. Like,
Yeah, things went off the rails in WCW.
It did.
Oh, there's the Canadian coming out right there. I'm trying to find Cage Sides or Cage Match and find the show I went to in Boston. See if I can actually find the card.
That's what I figured out. The first wrestling show I went to was 1987. Main event was Hulk Hogan taking on Hercules Hernandez.
I think it was in March. How do you tell? Like, I guess you just shoot.
It's backwards because it's a German site, I believe.
I'm like the date, the month. I think it was in March. No.
What year?
88, I believe.
88. This was the WCW. It was the Crockett Show.
Yeah, it was in Boston at Boston Garden.
Did you ever go to the world class shows that they had there?
No, I didn't get to go to those. And I turned down a chance to get absolutely murdered by the Road Warriors once.
Yes, Leon, Scotty the Body is the best on the mic. If you listen to the AWA 1990 show that I did, when I booked heel David Sammartino, he's in a group with Paulie Dangerously. It's Paulie, it's King Kong Bundy, Bam Bam Bigelow, DDP, and David Sammartino is like my top heel group. But yeah, because I'm the only one insane enough to book heel David Sammartino on top. So they get out Ricky Steamboat.
Oh, I think this is it.
Mike Rampage Sanders is his first one he went to. Was the main event was Abdul the Butcher versus Steve Strong.
I found it. All right, I found the show. Nice.
I met Abby. He took a picture with me, so it's fantastic. Never got an opportunity to go to his house or ribs and Chinese food. You didn't when you were down there. You didn't get to go with that either, right? When you were in Georgia.
No.
It's so
I think it was
sad.
before it existed.
It's so
But-
sad.
Well, first one I want main event was Abdul the Butcher with Steve Strong. Yeah. The first pro wrestling show I went to. Actually, I should look for this. This is probably not on there. PBD Massachusetts. It was 1986, maybe 85, and it was Sergeant Slaughter versus the Mad Russian at PBD High School. And Buddy Rose was there because I was screaming for the pile driver, and he looked out and went, "Pile drove him." I was like, "Yeah."
Did you know Slaughter's rate for indie bookings back then was?
No.
$10,000 a match. So whoever booked that at Peabody High School was paying Sergeant Slaughter $10,000.
I know.
I'm
It's
curious.
amazing what money laundering can do.
That's right.
Pay off big time wrestlers.
You know, not for nothing. It's Slaughter and Backlund and some of those guys who kind of invented indie wrestling. Like that's where that starts. I mean, there was always outlaws, but outlaws are different than indies.
That's all right. Anyways, to get back on track.
Leon says his first show was the Assassins taking wrestling 1 and 2.
Yes.
Me and Scott had a conversation of like a good 25 minutes on the assassin Jody Hamilton. So, and his exploit is the Flame. So,
All right. So where were we?
So we're gonna start with the BRLs.
Okay.
So let me get to it. All right, Battle Royal League. What this is Bulletin 608 Fall 2023. Your league champion is the Zombie Hunter Matthew Porter. Your Battle Royal winner is Wisp. BRL TV champion, Canadian strongman Gordon Donovan. Central Plains champions, Church Laughingstock.
Yep.
East Coast champion Fatty the Butcher. Great Lakes champion El Hijo the Teamster. Mid-Atlantic champion from the Battle Royal, Wisp. Northeast champion Hate Clown. Pacific Northwest, Vuhustein. Is it like a Jason and the Frankenstein combo there? That's what we're looking for.
Voorhees-Steen.
Yeah. Kevin
Like
Steen?
Jason Voorhees-Steen.
Yeah, but like he's like Jason, but he's Frankenstein.
I guess. I'm sure it'll be one of the movies eventually.
Okay. Rocky Mountains champion, Big Guns Greg Gannard. Southeast champion from the Battle Royals, the Samoan Assassin. Southwest champion, Hercules. West Coast champion, Dark Danger. Your tag team champions is Brendan McFlattery. And how do you say that? Ruari McFlattery?
Rory.
There's no O, there's not even a Y in there. Jesus Christ. BRL tag team champions, the Samoan Assassin and Toy Hanoi. Six-man champions, winning another 5 free matches. Mannequin 1, 2, and 3. BRL TV six-man champions, the Saskatchewan Sasquatch, Shiftlifter, RJ Gold, and the Zombie Hunter, Matthew Porter. So, Matt, what's going down in the BRL?
Well, there is a lot going on. And we just had our Autumn Anarchy pay-per-view, so it's available to be read. It includes the multi-page match write-up between Neo Dragon and Agent 26 for the Global Championship. I will just say that this pay-per-view had a lot of stuff going on, and we're going into the next pay-per-view is Battlecade, so it's a holiday cycle. So it'll be December cycle for results, and then the write-up. So in the BRL, every pay-per-view kind of leads to the next one. So you have like contenders matches, and those winners will go into the next show and challenge the champions. You have some feud matches. So we had Timberwolf defeating Halo the Teamster. Stevie Vertigo had a match against Oliver Livingston, kind of had some beef going on, and they had Dixon Ticonderoga. Oliver asked him to be the guest referee. Only before the match got started, he raked Oliver's eyes and mule kicked him. And Vertigo hit the Don't Look Down, covered him, got a quick little pin. And, there's going to be some beef between Dixon and Oliver as well. More, stay tuned for that. We had Wisp, Dark Danger, RX Pain, and Church Laughingstock in a setup now where the North American champion defends against 2 challengers in a triple threat match. So the first challenger is determined by one qualifier and then the other qualifier. So this was a 4-way match, and Church Laughingstock won. He moves on to challenge the next pay-per-view. And the other was Wolf, RJ Gallo, Dixon Ticonderoga, American Destroyer, and Uncle Randy. And Wolf came out the winner. So Wolf and Church Laughingstock will be the challengers for the North American champion at Battlecade. The global tag title shot between Death Row, Modern Models, Johnny Brawler, and Adam Kingdom, and the Samoan Death Grip was won by Samoan Death Grip, who hit a nice 516 at just the right time. We had a Last Blood Battle Royal involving Flashy Jack, Ferdinand, Big Guns Greg Gannard, Squeakums the Clown, Seth Adams Lee, Mark Justice, Hawaiian Heartthrob, Stevie Vertigo, and Punk Rock Mike. And it was Stevie Vertigo with some trickery, as he was busted open, but he had a secondary mask he slipped on, so he looked like he was okay. And then he ended up busting open. The last guy left, and he won. So Stevie Vertigo will challenge for the Global Championship at Battlecade. We had a Tornado 6-man, Stevie Vertigo and Samoan Death Grip destroyed Pain and Destruction. Sorry, guys. Scores don't lie. The Global Trio shot was the Mannequins against El Tigre, Santo Libre, and Shinzo Shiamoto, and the Mannequins win. They go on to Battlecade. Then we had a Buried Alive match where Ghostly Shadows faced off with the author of Agony, LePage Turner. And Turner won the match, but he got Shadows with the help of Voorhees-Steen, got him in the grave, put some dirt on top of him. But when they went to pull Ghostly Shadows out, he was gone. No one knows where Ghostly Shadows went. It wouldn't be the first time. Global Trios title, RJ Gold, Matthew Porter, and Sasquatch, the champions, were upset by Honor Revolt, Nick Dane, Wolf Keenan, and Lachlan Kincaid. The Gentleman's Rules North American Triple Threat match was Monstruck Tanaka, defending against Zydrate and Hillbilly Kevin. And U.S. Mail ran in and got the golden horseshoe from Zydrate and smashed Zydrate. Tanaka didn't see it, but he made the cover to get the win. So he was happy. He retained the title. And the global tag match, Barbaro and Rhea Scorpion were defeated by the McFlaherty brothers, who are now the new champions. And then the final main event, Hell in a Cell, Neo Dragon, who ended Punk Rock Mike's long, multi-year reign as global champion, was stunningly upset by Agent 26, and only topped by the even bigger stunner, Neo Dragon, assisted by Tiamat, who would come out to help him win. She carried him back to the ring. He took off his boots and left him in the middle of the ring, and Neo Dragon has decided to retire. So, it's shocking.
Fucking quitter.
Nice. There it is.
So by the way,
URL
this
there.
episode of the Tubecast is sponsored by Mountain Dew Voltage. It's my new choice of drink for champions. So Mountain Dew Voltage.
I've got a sponsorship as well. A Kit Kat Chunky drumstick flavored. I don't know if I think it's a new Canadian delicacy.
Yikes. I'm sponsored by 5 Hour Energy because half a bottle keeps me up and going. So one of the guys at work was like, how do you have so much energy? You don't drink coffee. And he's like, you're always so like upbeat. I'm like the Hulk. I'm always angry. Anyways.
Too bad you didn't say it was sponsored by Mountain Dew Pitch Black. We could have had a Pitch Black match.
Could have.
Oh, no. That's still around.
I don't think that's been done before.
Yeah. The worst matches, those matches, was the Jimmy Garvin versus Kevin Sullivan, the Hood match.
Prince of Darkness match. Darren says that Matt parties with Tony Khan. Guys definitely take the same cocaine.
Well, then I'm the mole. There it is. All right, so that's BRL. Do you
stop pointing at your penis?
Right below me?
I'm not gonna blow you.
No, the picture.
What picture?
I dig that.
It's on a delay.
That's true. There is a delay. I dig that. I'll get that tattooed on my back.
Tramp stamp.
Next up, Black Widow League.
Oh no.
Number 25. Black Widow champion Rachel Van Dorn. Television champion Yoya Pyro. Battle Royal winner Supreme Court Justice. Japan Idol champion. It should be Japanese Idol champion, by the way. Huntress. Joshi champion Meat Train. Zensho champion Better Than You. Or Betty Than You, if you want to be a jerk about it. Luchadores champion Rudy Groove. Cholita's champion Supreme Court Justice. Bellatrix champion Brenda Bring the Pain. Damascari champion Addison Killswitch. Hollywood champion Gold Digger Gina Colada. Sin City champion Beulah Booger. Willowick champion Queen of the Wind Area Gunpowder. So Matt, what's going down? The BRL. I mean BWL.
The BWL. No, it's all right. First of all, congrats to Rachel Van Dorn for retaining the league title. She just won the women's championship, Attaweight championship, last cycle with her great score. So, well done. I would say the big news here is we're having the No Man's Land pay-per-view number 2, and the main event is now going to be possibly the biggest women's title match of all time in IWA. We've got Penny Punk, the Iwar World Champion. We've got Gina Colada, the IWGP World Champion, and the BWL's Global Champion, which is held by Aria Gunpowder, in a triple threat match for all the belts. So that's happening as the main event of that show. We had a little dip in activity, but that's okay. People will bounce back. We have some talent coming in from NWL pretty soon, so we're looking forward to that. But there's a lot going on. I would say, as always, read the bulletins, check out the trash talk if you want to come in. This is a fun league. It's only $5, and you get a lot for your $5.
Not bang for the buck.
Yeah, 6 matches and a battle royal entry for $5, and there's a lot going on here. And the big announcement, kind of spoiler / preview, is Mike Cook is generously donating a big sum of his own personal IWA cash stash to make it so the prizes for our contests are going to be even bigger. So a way to earn money faster in the BWL for your women wrestling.
My man, Thanks, dig Mike. That.
Yeah, that's BWL for you.
All right, fantastic. Next up, Continental Wrestling League number 310.
Oh, no.
League champion Nature Boy Phil Landers. TV champion Thrash. United States champion Master Sadist. Yukon champion Top Sexy Scott the Driller. Caribbean champion The Flying Wolf Joe Wolf. Amazon Base champion TNT Riverette Tommy Gano. British Isles champion Doritos inside of a bag of Sun Chips. Arabian champions Reach Rutledge. South African champion American Patriots. Siberian champion High Speed Chase Driver. East Asian champion Tabitha One Lassa Medicine Woman. Oceanic champion The Genuine Artificial.
Yes.
League Tag Team Champions Jibber Jabber Josh Tow Truck Ford. And Top Sexy Scott the Driller. TV Tag Team Champions JJ Della Shriek and LA Della Shriek. League 6-man champions winning 5 free matches. Yucca puddings, Muriel puddings, and a single Dorito inside of a bag of Sun Chips. TV 6-man champions. The Boogeyman, Casey Omega, the Enforcer, Steely Danielson, and Yacht Rocker, Rupert Cole. And your Battle Royal winner is Nature Boy, Phil Landers. So Matt was going down in the CWL. Should they read the Blaze?
Yes. I would say that since Jeremy took over as the commissioner, he's done a really good job of building the world, creating the kind of atmosphere. He's creating some championships now. As always, when he did the Blaze for the IWL, it's a great way to see what's going on in the league.
Snapshot, real fast.
Yeah, snapshot. You see the league progress. You kind of see how it's been kind of ticking up. Little downturn last cycle, but it's back up now. Really starting to pick up some steam, and he does a really, really nice job with the report. And there's if you look into the thing here, there's some matchups going on for title shots and things like that. So, keep it in mind. This report's really nice. It's a lot of information, but it's clean and easy to read. And of course, you have a Michael Badstreet Hayes Badstreet album ad. So there's rankings, there's characters to work with, there's trash talk. So really, it's a lot going on here. There's somebody sitting on a suitcase. So, it's all good. I won't go through all the trash talk, but it's a lot to check out. So really jump in and enjoy and have fun.
Yeah, man. I dig that. All right, so what is next? All right, next up, IWL, Independent Wrestling League 180, League Champion, Blackjack Robertson, Television Champion, Texas Jesse Tube. God damn it, Ryan.
Yep.
New York City Champion, Smorgasbord the Barbarian, Los Angeles Champion, Kenneth Oblivion, Boston Champion, 28.2, Detroit Champion, The Great Sukiyaki, Cleveland Champion, Joe Boring, Dallas Champion, Justin Grace, Memphis Champion, Alex Von Schnapp, Miami Champion, Friend Zone, Frederick Goodfellow, San Francisco Champion, Alex Ariba Armas, Chicago Champion, Hot Sauce Hernandez, League Tag Team Champion, Spectre Henry Taylor, and Constable George Campbell, TV Tag Team Champions, Father Conrad and Father Arturo Bartolo, League 6-man Champions winning 5 free matches, Axel, Alec, and Alex Von Schnapp, TV 6-man Champion, Suyu Pai, or Pay, Suyu Pay,
Yes.
Windsor Detroit, and On Point Edward Porthurion. Battle Royal winning 48 free IWL matches. Kenneth Oblivion. So, man, what's going down in the IWL?
Well, we just had our Royal Flush pay-per-view results, which I can get to. No, wrong one. Oh, bloody hell. Let me open it up, get to the images. Because Derek very kindly shared the results. That's not them.
Darren says acknowledge the number line, Matt.
The number line. Acknowledge me. All right, so it starts off with Suyu Pai retaining against Masked Hound Dog Spike to keep the IWL World Championship. 26's The Number Line defeated Christopher Kane in 13 to become the new tag champs. Michigan Border Patrol defeated the Von Schnaps by point flow. Broody Buckshot retained over Leotari and Perry Legal. Hell in a Cell, My Two Dads defeated the Graces 5-14 each by point flow. Zan Roar defeated Senior Lucha. Steel Cutouts defeated Barry Stevens. And Big Bad Bob Harris defeated the Chameleon. How will the Chameleon respond? So that's the Royal Flush. The write-ups will be this coming cycle. And then the next pay-per-view will be down the line. So, lots of action coming down the pike. But really, lots going on in the IWL. And again, if you're in the IWL, you have to enter that Battle Royal.
You do.
That's like a ton of free matches. You just got to win once, and it's like you can milk that for a while. So, yeah.
Yeah, man.
There it is.
I dig that. I gotta press the button. Next up, New Wave League, number 207. League champion, the Grey Wolf, Doug McMasters. Or McMaster. Yeah. TV champions, Mongo. Central Plains champion. What the Soyushi Makusko. East Coast champion, Greg E. Money. Great Lakes champions, The Jury, Jason Roberts. Mid-Atlantic champion, Double D. Christoph. Northeast champion, Rachel Zamazaki. Pacific Northwest champion, El Grandioso. Rocky Mountain champions, Hillbilly Voodoo Docs Holland. Southeast champion, Old Gray Hair. Southwest champion, Norman the Loon Kevkis. West Coast champions from the Battle Royal, AJ Hammer. League Tag Team champions winning another 5 free matches, Future Man and Mongo. TV Tag Team champions, El Grandioso. And the Hillbilly Voodoo, Docs Holland. The League 6-man champions winning another 5 free matches, Future Man, Norman the Louvre Kevin, and Mongo. TV 6-man champions, Sabotage, Chester, the Convict Manning, and AJ Hammer. And your Battle Royal winner, the Grey Wolf, Doug McMaster. That's an odd thing. You don't see very often. You don't see the Battle Royal winner also becoming the league champion at the same time. That's a pretty rare feat. So congratulations.
Yeah, good job.
So Aaron, what's going down in the New Wave League?
Well, at the moment in the NWL, we're having a pretty nice influx of wrestlers. We were down to about, I think, 45 cards at one point, but now we're back up to a robust 85. We're having a nice influx of talent. This coming cycle is going to be the last cycle for some stalwarts of the NWL. The Institute, which is comprised of Norman the Loon, Kevkis, Mongo, and Future Man. As you just mentioned, they're on the league title page. A whole bunch, once again. They might be in the running for, NWL League Tag Team, at least top 5 coming up. They've held on to the League 6-man titles for probably going on 4 or 5 cycles now. So Thanks to the institution, great contributors to the NWL, and with the Iwar draft being canceled, I think they're up for joining any league. So if you're a commissioner of an Iwar league, feel free to reach out to the institution, make them a big offer. They would be a great attribute to any league. It's been a great uptick in activity in the NWL. Guys like Chester the Convict Manning, AJ Hammer, Mike Rampage Sanders, the Roberts brothers, Greg E. Money, they've all been contributing to the NWL. And, you know, the future is bright in the NWL. We've got our Collision Course pay-per-view coming up. I'm going to be working on the write-ups, and they'll be posted in the next bulletin. There's going to be some big results coming from that. We had a whole bunch of great trash talk this cycle with some huge breaking developments, including from the current NWL Young Lions champion, He-Man Hoven, who is just dropping bombshells all over the league. Another big feud that's happening is Commissioner Johnny B. Jr. had to step away from the league for a little while. He was dealing with some NWL issues, some legal matters. Yeah, he was dealing with that overseas. It wasn't rehab, but it turned out he was dealing with some visa issues for
Epstein Island.
A wrestler who was from overseas. And in the meantime, his son and daughter took over running the NWL. Donnie B. Bryant and Mac O'Brien took over the league. But recently, Johnny B came back. So now we're going to have to see how things shake down. But in the next bulletin, there's going to be some big news breaking as we head to the end of the year in the NWL. And I mean, yeah, it's going to be an exciting time in the NWL coming up again.
Should be the National Wrestling League.
I think the fans voted against that change. So
you did not have a poll.
It was on X.
It's like a Taboo Tuesday.
How did Elon vote?
Unbelievable. All right, I dig that. Let's see what's next. Next up, Western Trails League, number 82. Western Frontiers champion Benji Buckshots. Lone Star champion the Trashman Balls Buckshot. Central Plains champions A Person. Mexico champion Atomic Shotgun. Dodge City champion Nasty Neil O'Donnell. Tombstone champions Fallen Angel. Prairie View champions Cowboy Jim Spur. Widowmaker champion Bart Shatterday. Badlands champion the Gambler Jack Potts. Cripple Creek champion the Spittoon Lou Gee. Southwest champions Wayne Shatterday. The Chisholm Trail champion Zippo the Clown.
Chisholm.
There's no Z in there.
Chisholm.
There's no Z in there.
That's how it's pronounced.
No, you're lying.
No.
Western Frontiers Tag Team Champions Steel Ironside and Buck Dollarhide. Lone Star Tag Team Champions Spittoon Lou Gee and the Gambler Jack Potts. Western Frontiers Six-Man Champions Zippo the Clown, Meepo the Clown, and Beepo the Clown. Lone Star Six-Man Champions Wayne Shatterday, Wyatt Shatterday, and Bart Shatterday. And your Bookhouse Brawl window, Atomic Shogun. So, Matt, what's going down in the WTL?
Well, I think the big story is that there was a hijacking. The stagecoach with the WTL report was done stolen by bandits. And in this particular report, you'll see that the commissioner's office has a little snapshot of who they think took it. So we're doing something different. We're in the process of establishing commissioner's champions. So one thing you have to do is to set up a challenger for that champion once they become crowned. So we're going to give people who may not be in the mix for the championship to get a shot into challenging for it. And here's how it works. all you have to do when you trash talk next cycle is say who you think that bandit is. Who is their true identity? And all you have to do is look through this bulletin to see potential suspects, and you'll figure it out pretty quick. Say it in your trash talk, you get entered in the tournament, and if you win the tournament, you win $50,000, and you get a shot at the champion as first challenger. Pretty easy. The rankings was suspicious. One of the clues might be Senior Lucha is ranked 10 times. Not sure how that happened. We have the rumor mill. There's some showdown matches. So this report's still going to get some more love and affection. But it's a fun little league, and it's getting bigger. I know more and more players are on their way there. So please consider the WTL. And like always, read the promos, get involved.
And Luther was right about Lucha this whole time. Unbelievable.
Evil Senior Lucha.
So, Matt, what do you got for us Iwar wide?
I think the big story is that we canceled the Iwar draft. And most people know it by now, but just in case you haven't heard, the reason we're doing it is over the past 7 drafts, we've had 20 or so wrestlers, 30, 40 wrestlers. It was always a good mix. This time we have 4 leagues because it would have been the WTL and the CWL as well as IWL and BRL. The problem is that we had about 5 wrestlers and like 4 players. So we decided, you know what, let's make it every other year and allow the kind of, roster to build up. We also had a lull in the NWL players. So instead of trying to force it through and make kind of a weaker draft and like have it be kind of like, weak sauce. Instead, we're going to take the year off from this and focus on it next year.
So you should replace it with the Mega Match.
Mega Match 2. Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, so that's the news for that. This cycle was the start of the Bound for Glory Tag Team Derby, Triple D Cup, and the War Games matches, or series. The ladder match Battle Royal will take place in the holiday cycle. It's $2 to enter, and there's a Money in the Bank type stipulation with the winner getting that and out-of-way credit. Let's see what else. Oh, the Best of 7 series came down to a final match between Steel Cutouts and Playboy McFerrari. They were tied 3-3-1, so the one to take it all. And unfortunately, while Playboy McFerrari had a better strategy, he was, in fact, inactive. And inactive wrestlers always lose by default to wrestlers who are active. Southland Championship Wrestling, there it is. I remember that. My first show. There it is.
So if anyone want to watch Matt get pummeled, here you go.
Yes. Do this next time. We can do a live commentary on it. Scott and I would be happy to do that. That would be a hoot and a half.
Oh, man, he should have grabbed on that bottom rope. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Anyways.
So was the Condor wearing any underwear? Because he's clearly showing quite a bit.
Yeah. I think he was, but I didn't check. Yeah, his big problem was he couldn't breathe in that mask. He never wore a mask before. That's why he holds it up so he can breathe. So instead of the heel dumping out to get heat with the fans, I kept throwing him out. But we'll do that another time. Either way wise, just to kind of recap, if you want in the ladder match Battle Royal, it's $2. All the other events are underway. But I think that's no surprise. Next year, we're going to do all of our sign-up events for probably $1. Maybe $2 for the summer series. It'll depend. That's always been pricey. But I want to get more people involved and make the prices friendlier so that way you can get involved in more stuff. But let's see what else. I think that's pretty much it for now, IWAR-wise. I know this cycle coming up is also the matches cycle for the IWAR Magic Clash. So title matches are coming up. So that'll be real soon. And Best of the Best number 12 was won by Ace and Eights out of the WTL. So he'll be getting a shot in the future. Next up is Lee T. Gation challenging the champion, the IWAR World Champion, Double R Rob Ratliff. So that's in the works.
Yeah, man, I dig that. And I have a personal challenge I want to issue to Johnny B.
Uh-oh.
We ask a lot of questions, and we do get answers, but I want him to ask us some questions. Maybe some stuff that he's always wondered about, we do on a daily basis. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Also, any request of anything that anyone wants to see that I can legally put up on YouTube without getting zapped be helpful. So we're looking for like Southern independence in the late 80s, early 90s. That probably will zap us.
Footage of the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me, because I'll do it.
All right.
Darren says Johnny B's first question: why does Darren email Kimberly so much?
Nice. There it is.
There it is.
Oh.
Nice sunset flip there, Matt.
Yeah,
Appreciate
Brad Blaze on the apron looking for an opening.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, guys. So we are officially out of time. So for Aaron, for Matt, for myself, have a good night.